Hi. So the other day I was in the car with my brother and his girlfriend, and I had control of the music. I played Don't Look Back in Anger by Oasis every 3 songs for 2 hours straight. They did not like that. My aux privileges were revoked for the rest of the car ride, as well as until further notice. They turned on Mount Joy, who I'm not really into, and when I said that their music was shite, they told me to shut up. This interaction, and many others like it, all started when Oasis announced that they were getting back together. And this brings me to my main point. Oasis reuniting is straining relationships that I have with friends and family members, and is turning me into a person who is unable to properly communicate intelligent thoughts to others. I have so much random Oasis knowledge that will never give me a single opportunity to better my life. And for the past few weeks, I have torpedoed every conversation I've been a part of by shoehorning in, unceremoniously, all of these stories. So kind of like how if you have a song stuck in your head and you sing it out loud, it might get unstuck. I'm going to throw a whole bunch of random, funny, niche Oasis stories that I like at you in a hopeful attempt at getting out all of the annoying Oasis lore that I bring up in every conversation and that nobody likes once and for all. First of all, you need to know who the main characters are. The 2 brothers, Liam and Noel Gallagher. They played together from 1991 until 2009 when Oasis broke up. Until a month ago, which is the greatest thing that's happened to me in 2024, and I graduated college this year. Tensions consistently ran high between the 2 of them, but eventually that fighting just became part of the band's lore, you know, because it is pretty cool when 2 brothers hate each other. As people, Noel, the songwriter, is the more laid-back, all-around musician type, whereas Liam, the lead singer, is more the in-your-face rock star guy. Genuinely though, the quickest way for you to understand who they are as people is for me to just show you their Twitter bios. Here's Noel's. Pretty normal, pretty basic. And here's Liam's. Yeah. Alright. So let's start with a whole bunch of mini stories that all have one beautiful, unifying theme, verbally and physically beating the holy hell out of your brother. One night, a very drunk Liam Gallagher came back to the recording studio with a bunch of guys he met at the pub so they could all watch Noel come up with new music. Noel, not being a fan of this, understandably so, cracked Liam over the head with a cricket bat, not as understandably so. And that zombie apocalypse type attack is just like normal to them. But things like this happen. You know, there are ups and downs to every sibling relationship. Sometimes you sing Wonderwall really good, while other times you use a blunt melee weapon to give your little brother just a taste of brain damage. Sometimes you record 2 of the best rock records of the 90s back to back, while other times you viciously argue during an interview for 15 minutes straight, calling each other dickheads, pricks, and a scouse schlepper. I'm not gonna censor that because I have absolutely no clue what it means. And then the recording of that interview is turned into a bootleg record, which actually does pretty well on the singles chart.
No, that's of course they fucking was so good. That's why it was so good. What? Because they got arrested? Because the Rolling Stones got arrested, they were a great rock and roll band? No. Fuck off. Nobody had a bullshit.
Number 52 on the UK singles chart. And sometimes you and your brother record a historic live album at Nebworth in 1996, while other times your brother Noel publicly says this about you in a magazine interview. Liam is actually frightened to death of me, Noel said. I can read him and I can fucking play him like a slightly disused arcade game. I can make him make decisions that he thinks are his, but really, they're mine. What a super chill, not insane at all thing to say. Noel talking trash about Liam during interviews for magazines that you've definitely never heard of was one of those really cool things he did back in the day. And not gonna lie to you, he did have some pretty good one-liners. A personal favorite is when talking about how his brother is a deeply angry person, Noel said that Liam was a man with a fork in a world full of soup. Liam was not as good at the zingers. For a time in the mid-2010s, while Noel was using the power and the beauty of the English language to call his little brother stupid and mean, Liam was doing this. Truly scathing, Liam. You sure showed him. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not gonna lie to you. If somebody called me a man with a fork in a world full of soup, I'd be like, dick, but I'd be able to shake that off. But if somebody posted a really bad picture of me and only captioned it potato, that would hurt. That would hurt way more. I don't know why, but it would. 1 point to Liam. So it's basically like a run-of-the-mill sibling rivalry. A lot of us have experienced it. I mean, I remember one time my brother threw a tennis ball at me kind of hard after I told him that Dad said that he had to go mow the lawn. I still don't know why I was hit for that. Maybe he was like having a day. Also, Dad didn't tell me to tell him. Dad told me that I had to mow the lawn, but I didn't want to, so I went to him and I lied, and I said that Dad said that he had to. But he didn't know that. As far as he knew, Dad said that he had to mow the lawn, and I was but the messenger. So, bizarre response. The point is that sibling rivalries are common. Some people throw tennis balls, while other people crack tambourines over their brother's head during a concert where they also accidentally got super high on crystal meth. Can you guess what the next story is?
Very like some sucking scout schlepper.
Who am I to pass judgment onto my brothers and sisters? And who are you to do that also? Listen, it's a tale as old as time. You're performing at a historic US venue a few years into your career, and before the show you ask one of your groupies to go buy you cocaine, and they accidentally end up getting top shelf primo 1990s Los Angeles crystal meth. And then, since everybody thinks it's cocaine, y'all start ripping lines of one of the most dangerous street drugs at the time. Guys, things like this happen. The performance was wild. It's a sick story, like authentic rock and roll, which means that it's really cool if like a world famous rock star does it, but unbelievably concerning if anyone else does. But I would have hated to be in that audience. The band would be playing one song, and then Noel, the lead guitarist, would just be playing a completely different song. Apparently bass amps were just exploding. Liam's mic was accidentally almost knocked over by a crowd surfer, so Liam responded by threatening the entire audience before pacing back and forth across the stage like a violent and unstable crackhead, which, just for that one night, he was. At the end of the show, the band dispersed pretty quickly. Noel actually ended up quitting Oasis for a few weeks. He just left. He got a ticket to San Francisco and he just left. Liam was seen running into the streets of Los Angeles, still high on meth, which I'm sure turned out fine.
Very like some sucking scout schlepper.
Paris, 1995. The fellas crush another gig and celebrate in a way that's actually pretty unusual for Oasis. Getting unbelievably drunk. That is so not like them. I can't imagine what possessed them for only that one night ever. Anyway, they went to the strip club super inebriated, and the way he tells it, Noel remembers being very drunk, crafting the basic lyrics, and then waking up in the morning with his guitar on the floor and the mostly finished lyrics and music written on pages right next to it. It's an interesting story. The idea of surprising yourself with a song that you also wrote and then having it become one of the most successful works in your catalog. And if that doesn't inspire you to get blackout hammered by any means necessary at this very moment, I don't know what will. Quick aside, I told my mom the story about Noel getting super drunk at a strip club and writing the song, and she got kind of mad at me for some reason. I don't think she cared about how interesting the story was. I think she just heard her beautiful, precious son say, getting blackout hammered in a strip club with a very inspired tone. And she didn't like that. I don't think she liked that. That's fair enough, Mom, but don't worry, because I don't go to strip clubs. When I have nothing to do, I make long-form videos about Oasis that very few people are ever gonna watch. So, I think that's good then. That's enough for now. After writing and filming this video, I can safely say that my attempt at having it be the solution to my intense Oasis knowledge corrupting every conversation I have has failed. It took me a few days to make this video and I've only become more enamored with the band. I even made a 5-hour-long playlist on Spotify, which I put in the description. It is the only thing I've listened to for weeks. No, but it's seriously a problem. I work as a bartender and I control the music, and I have received multiple complaints from customers and coworkers alike that I need to play something that isn't Oasis. I am not joking. This phase that I'm going through may not only cost me relationships with family and friends, but may also cause impairments upon my professional life. But that's something I'm gonna worry about later. Alright? For right now, the only thing that I'm going to do is to change absolutely nothing. And also, last thing, I know there's been a bunch of random side stories just shoehorned into this video. It's almost like I should have written it better. No, anyway. But last thing, while writing this, Oasis announced that they were gonna do a US leg to their upcoming tour. I will go deep into debt for a nosebleed ticket, dude. This band might actually destroy my life. Thanks for watching. Go listen to Oasis. Start with Don't Look Back in Anger, go to the Master Plan, then go to Morning Glory. Not a recommendation. Go do it. Bye. Also, subscribe. Thanks.